morning, and first I must begin by thanking the organizers for inviting me in this very interesting workshop. And I am not going to talk about anything quantum but purely classical. But more importantly, what I am going to talk on is not a physical system at all. So because this is an Indo-French meeting, I thought that it will be appropriate to flash this slide. So what I'm going to talk on is relevant to social phenomena, and nearly 150 years back, more than 150 years back actually, this French philosopher Auguste de Comte, he had this belief that human society can be thought of as a physical system, and as the laws of physics work for physical system, there might be some laws. So after that, 150 years have passed, more than that, and now we are we have some support from data, and data suggests that there are some universal features. For example, here we have this voting patterns in different European countries over different years, and they all fall on the same curve. And in the last figure we have for different countries also different years, again we find that they are falling on the same curve. So these kinds of results suggest that there might be something happening at the microscopic level, and it is the aim of the so-called new subject sociophysics to exactly find out or try to understand these social phenomena through some microscopic models. Okay, it is actually, this V by V naught is the fraction of votes, but it can be more than one because this is a proportional election, and this is the probability of people getting that amount of vote. Okay. So next, because I will be talking about opinion dynamics model, which is perhaps most studied by physicists. So let me give a brief introduction on what these models try to do. So basically, opinion formation can be thought of as an evolving process. This is not just personal opinions; it's opinion about public issues like, say, Brexit, etc. So what happens here, that in many meetings or gatherings you can see that there will be some arguments and people quarrel, they do not agree initially, but then after some interactions they finally come to a consensus. So here are some cartoons. So by consensus I mean that almost all or majority of the members agree. So while modeling opinion dynamics phenomena, one has to first of all quantify the opinions, and in this particular talk I will be only dealing with discrete opinion values, and in the simplest case there can be only two opinion values plus minus one, like Ising spins, and this corresponds to a yes-no scenario, or like Brexit or election with two main contestants and so on. So consensus or the emergent opinion is nothing but a macroscopic feature, and the aim is to find out, as I told you, what are the microscopic interactions which lead to these results. So when attempting to model an opinion formation in the society, there are few things which are important. For example, we have to choose a set of agents, and the states are described by appropriate values, as I already told you. And then the main part is you have to define what kind of interaction is going on. And finally, the interactions, also the topology may be important, because you have to see whether they are situated on regular lattice or in a virtual space and so on. So the most important part is the second one, as I told you. Obviously, this system has no Hamiltonian, it's purely defined in terms of some dynamical rules. Okay, so I will be talking about some very basic models of opinion dynamics. One is the voter model, and it was proposed in 1973, and this is basically a model in which people just look at one of their neighbors and adopt the opinion that person has. So you can see this in this figure. Suppose there are only two kinds of opinions. So this blue has both red neighbors. So when this blue looks at suppose chooses this as the neighbor, then automatically this blue will become red. But in this case there is one red and one blue. So if the blue is looking at this neighbor, then it remains blue. But if it is looking at this one, then it becomes red. So this was a very simple kind of model to mimic how things go viral and so on. And The next model more recently was the Schnarch model, which is based on social validation. In this case, it is argued that a single person cannot influence the opinion of others, but a group can. So in this case also a dynamical rule was defined, like a pair of neighbors, when they have the same opinion, they can influence their neighbors and make them same as their own opinion, otherwise it doesn't do anything. Okay. So there's one interesting result in the voter model. If you take the fraction of agents as F plus, then I'm not going into the details, and it can be shown very easily that dF plus dt is equal to 0 in any dimension, which means that if you take an ensemble average, then the fraction of agents with positive opinions will remain constant. Okay, of course, if you take a particular system and do the evolution, it will arrive at one of the consensus states, that is +1 or -1, all agents having +1 or -1 for dimension d less than 2. Actually, this particular model can be mapped to a model of random walkers, system of random walkers which are coalescing. Okay. Now let me go to a more recent ones, which is called the nonlinear Q voter model, inspired by the voter model, but it is more complicated. In this case, if you look here, then this is my target agent, and then this target agent is influenced by a panel of Q other agents. So these are the Q neighbors. If the Q panel is unanimous, that is all of them have the same opinion, then this target agent is going to become the same as their neighbors, as you can see in this picture. But in the other case, when it is not unanimous, then it can either it can either flip, that is the red has become blue with probability epsilon, or it can remain the same with the complementary probability. It can be easily shown that it is equivalent to the voter model for Q equal to 1 any epsilon. For Q equal to 2 epsilon equal to 0, it is equivalent to the Schnarch model. And many variants of this model has been considered, and recently we are working on a model which can be thought of as a generic model, which produces all these models and something more. Okay, but in all these models, the actual composition of Q panel, when it is not unanimous, is not considered. And we thought while doing this that this is a drawback. So Pratik, my collaborator from Wroclaw University of Science and Technology, he suggested that when the panel is not unanimous, then the actual composition should have a role to play. So here in this new model, we have a weighted Q voter model. We call it the weighted Q voter model. So again, the same thing, the focal agent is influenced by a random Q panel. Again, when there is conformity that the Q panel is unanimous, you simply change to that. But otherwise, the focal agent chooses the positive opinion with a certain probability PQ plus, and otherwise the negative opinion. I am going to define what are PQ plus and PQ minus.
P plus and minus depends on the...
Yeah, I am just coming to that. Okay, so suppose if this Q panel, when it is not unanimous, has n number of agents with positive opinion. Okay, so we attach a weight factor P to these positive opinions and 1 minus P to the negative opinions. So we take the weighted average and define PQ plus and PQ minus to be these two probabilities. If you put P equal to half, that is the unbiased model, when both opinions have the same influence, then it can be easily seen that it is a mean field voter model with Q neighbors. Well studied again. So let me go to the results. We first find out the master equation, followed by the fraction of positive opinions, and the transition rates are governed by two terms, actually more than two terms. The first term is for this corresponds to the Q panel being unanimous, and all other cases you have a sum, and this comes from the way you can choose n positive agents from Q agents and so on. So with this, ultimately we get an equation like this, and obviously f plus equal to 0 and 1 have to be fixed points, and there is no dynamical evolution in that case. And also if we put P equal to half, then PQ plus is n by Q, and it can be shown that this is equal to 0, which corresponds to the voter model, of course, and this is as expected. And in this case all points are fixed points. So as I already said, that it can be argued that this is nothing but the voter model. Okay, Now, if we take some examples, say for example q equal to 2, then this equation, master equation boils down to this, but we find that there are no other fixed points apart from 0 and 1 for p equal to 0.5, and this can be easily solved, and this is the way f plus varies. And one can do a linear stability analysis to show how these fixed points are approached. When you do that, then you find that this f plus can be expressed as a fixed point plus some delta, where delta varies like this. The plus sign is for the fixed point f star equal to 0, and otherwise the minus is for days. So you see that the deciding factor is just 2p minus 1, and this implies that whenever the initial configuration is biased towards the positive opinion, the final outcome will be a positive consensus for p greater than 0.5, otherwise it will be the negative consensus for p, any p less than 0.5. So we went up to q equal to 3, a similar equation, a little bit more complicated is there, I am not showing it here. But once again we find there are only two fixed points for p not equal to 0.5. Linear stability analysis now shows that the growth or the decay behavior is governed by two different exponents, but basically the qualitative results are same as that of q equal to 2. But in fact, if we look at the probabilities pq plus and pq minus, then we can see that there is a symmetry. If we make p going to 1 minus p and f plus 1 minus f plus, then the equations remain same, so it is somewhat obvious that the flows will be to 0 and 1 for these two values. So when q is not so small, then what happens with the first term we had that involves that q, qc, n, etc., that becomes very cumbersome to calculate even numerically. So we made an additional assumption here. The additional assumption we call the simplified mean field theory. In this we replace n by its average value, which is equal to qf plus. Now obviously for q going to infinity this will be the exact result, but for finite q this will be not. So we still use q finite and apply this thing and see what are the results. So now instead of those many terms in the transition rates, we are left with only two terms, and then things are easier to handle. So finally we have this master equation looking like this. Once again you have to solve it numerically, but what is interesting is when we solved it numerically, we found that there is also a third fixed point which is emerging. In fact, even for q equal to 2, 3, like that. Okay, and this third fixed point depends in general on both p and q. And what happens for p equal to 0.5? If you put p equal to 0.5, it's easy to see that we can get a steady state if f plus or f minus is 0.5, that is a completely disordered state. Now, as I told you, this particular method will be correct for q going to infinity, and when we do that and put q going to infinity, again we find that there are two fixed points only, 0 and 1, and again for p equal to 0.5 all points are fixed points. So if we look at that, again one can do the linear stability analysis, etc. So we ask the question that does the third fixed point really exist or not, and for this we do some Monte Carlo simulations. So first we find out how f plus is varying with time, and in this case we have the points signify the Monte Carlo results, and the continuous lines are from the analytic results. For q equal to 2 and 3 we did exactly, but from q equal to 5, etc., we use the simplified mean field theory and solve the equations numerically. So we can see that there are discrepancies for small q, but as q is made larger, then the two results almost converge. Okay. So again you can see from this result also that the convergence is always either to +1 or -1 depending on the values of p. These are for p less than 0.5 and these values are p greater than 0.5. Okay. Now what about the dynamics? If we look at q equal to 2 and make t much larger than 1, then we can approximately write f plus t is like this. And for the two sides p greater than 0.5 and p less than 0.5, and as we already saw the exponents are same here, and based on this we conjecture that for any q the results will be like this, where beta and beta prime can be different. So we tried with this thing and we found that more or less the Monte Carlo results fit with this form, and one can extract the values of beta and beta prime from that. Actually, beta and beta prime can be extracted from the linear stability analysis also, but then remember, for linear stability analysis we must be very close to either the initial values close to 1 or 0. So when we compare the initial value, that is the value of the number of fraction of positive opinions 0.01 or 0.99, then we see that there is very good argument. But when x is 0.51, then the agreement is not so well, but qualitatively it is the same thing. And we also by plotting beta and beta prime, we find that again for around q equal to 20, the results are independent of the exact value of this. But what is interesting here is that both these quantities, you can see that they go to 0 when p equal to half, and we can define a time scale which is inverse of these betas, and we claim that and we can see that it diverges as p goes to half from either side, and we therefore claim that this p equal to half acts as a dynamical critical point showing critical slowing down. Next we come to another quantity which has been measured in this model, which is called the exit probability. We have seen that there are only two fixed points, that is 0 and 1. So in these cases it is convenient to define this quantity and study it. So suppose you start with x fraction of positive opinions, as I already defined x. Then exit probability is a probability that the system ends up in the all positive state. So you just simulate say 100 configurations and find out, you start with x fraction and find out how many of them have gone to the +1 state and how many in the -1 state. In the Votor model, because of the conservation of the densities, one can easily argue that this Ex will be linear. This comes from the conservation, because the so-called magnetization is same, and then this is a very simple argument to show the linear behavior. So when we did the Monte Carlo simulations, we found that exactly that is happening. This linear curve is for p equal to 0.5, and then these curves are for p greater than or p less than 0.5. Okay. And when we plotted this against these figures, you can see that as we are making for different values of L and different values of Q here, so there are three things which we noted, that the results are qualitatively similar across Q, and Ex equal to x for any Q at p equal to half, as I already said, and there is a sharp increase of Ex close to x equal to 0 and x equal to 1, and then when we saw for different system sizes, I am not showing it here, it suggests that there is a step function like behavior. Okay, and also it confirms very importantly that there is no third unstable fixed point. Okay, so obviously even if there were a third fixed point, it had to be unstable, because we found that the final states are always +1 or -1. But if there had been a third unstable fixed point, then these so-called step function like behaviors would have occurred at a finite value of x apart from 0 and 1. Right. Okay, so another important thing is this exit probability can be studied using finite size scaling, and so we use different lengths, and then they can be collapsed into a single curve of this form. So fortunately we don't have any prefactor here, because Ex is dimensionless and it is easy to find out this nu. This nu has nothing to do with the correlation length exponent, and we found that nu is universal. So for both regions p equal greater than half and less than half, it is 0.95, and the collapse data was also found to have some nonlinear form like this. Okay, so another thing which we studied was the time to reach consensus, which we call tau, and again we found that there is a difference when we take this p equal to half and otherwise. So for p equal to half, you have a linear variation, whereas for all other p values, the moment you are away from p equal to 0.5, it drastically changes to a log L behavior. So for large Q, and also we found that again we studied the behavior against Q and found that it becomes independent of Q. Okay, so I think I am going to finish early, So they basically the concluding statements are like this. We find there are three regimes. One is p greater than half, one is p less than half, and p equal to half for all q. And p equal to half has been claimed to be a dynamical critical point. Most of the results become independent of q for q greater than 20 approximately, and therefore for large q the simplified mean field theory will be applicable. I didn't show you the result, but this exponent nu is different from that in the variance of the original q-voter model. For example, very recently there was a paper in which this nu was found to be 0.5 and our results suggest it's more closer to 1. And then I'm going to discuss this a little bit, that because there is no third fixed point, we say it's a fictitious third fixed point, so you can say that this simplified mean field theory is useless. But we claim that this also has its use because see the results we got so far are too simple and I would say not very realistic, because it shows that even if you start with a very small fraction of say positive opinions, then if p is greater than half you are going to land up with most of the opinions positive. So this in socio-physics language is called minority spreading. So a very small minority can ultimately win over, which is not very physical. But the results from the simplified mean field theory showed that it will be something else. This is manifested by the behavior of the exit probability. This is a schematic behavior, that if this is the third fixed point, then there will be a step function at this fixed point. Okay, so we can claim that let us take this simplified mean field theory to be an independent model in which the agents, they simply replace this n by this qf plus. And I have written here that interpreted as a media influence, because in that case this people, they have a knowledge what is f plus. Okay, and that can happen because you see before any election or so there are some surveys, and from that you know what is the majority thinking and so on. So you can use that data, because it's not possible for you always to find out exactly what people are thinking. So from the Q panel you kind of make a guesswork that this will be the number of people following the positive opinions, and this will give a more realistic behavior of exit probability. Now you may ask me the question that in this particular model I have not considered the influence of an agent, but rather the influence, the bias is for the particular opinion. So the people who have positive opinions, they have more weight, but the moment they go over to negative opinion, they lose that weight. Now how do I interpret this? This we say is a kind of, you know, suppose there are two parties, so positive opinion, negative opinion means that support for the two parties. So in that case, one party may be rich and will be having more resources. So when you support that party, then you become more influential. So that way you can agree, you can argue that one opinion will be more effective than the other. So I must acknowledge financial support from ACRB project and hospitality at Wroclaw University of Science and Technology, and thank you very much for your attention.
Very much. So there are questions?
So I didn't get, what's the graph on which you defined the model?
What's
The
that?
graph.
Graph.
Yeah.
Shall I show it?
I mean, what is the neighborhood? Yeah.
Okay, neighborhood in this case is totally mean field like, because if it is not that, then you cannot write down those master equation and everything. So obviously we'll later on do it on lattices and see how things pattern. But now it is very simple. It's everyone is connected to everyone, but at any time you just pick up a set of Q neighbors only.
Which at each time are different.
Times are different, each time it is random, because you don't mix with all the people at the same time and the same people at different times.
So I have one more question. So if you take the original Q model, Q voter model, so in that case only for Q equals 2 you have 2 fixed points, right? When you go to Q greater than 2,
Then something else happens.
there are more fixed points in the problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's always 3 fixed points, never more than 3.
So if you add a little bias, here you have added
Yeah, of
bias,
course, we are doing
it is
that
always
now.
going to all the other fixed points.
So what
goes away.
we did after this, that we made here we had the influential powers as P and 1 minus P, we changed it to P1 and P2, but then again nothing happens. Only we get a line P1 equal to P2 is a voter model line and rest is the same as this. So we have to make it more complicated, that's true.
Long live India and France friendship.